everybody. Yes, well, I cannot know if is it working? I don't know.
It's live. So
is it live? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it on the other screen. This is so confusing. Okay. Hello, everybody. It is November, and we did not do a broadcast last time, a live stream, because of a whole bunch of scheduling difficulties. Natasha, you were in New York, right?
Yeah, I was in New York.
Yeah. And everyone was just all over the place, and it was super confusing. So that is why today we are combining two live shows. Luckily, these are the two shortest books, so it's okay that we are combining them. We're going to talk about Persuasion and Northanger Abbey. And first, let's just introduce ourselves. I am Zoe from Read by Zoe, which you probably know because this is on my channel, so duh. Okay, and who next?
I'll go. I'm Natasha from my channel, Tashopolis, on the YouTubes. And just making sure, Zoe, did you tweet out that we're live?
I did not. Okay. You guys keep talking and I'll tweet.
I guess I'll go next. My name is Joce. My channel is Squibbles Reads. It is a YouTube channel. I don't know what other type of channel that would be, but yeah, hi.
Hey.
And I'm Maureen, and my channel is Maureen Kiwi. Yes.
Wait, I'm tweeting, and it's tweeted. Okay, I fulfilled my duties as a YouTuber. Okay, hello, everybody. Oh, everyone's saying, Brazil loves you. Well, I love you guys too. How do we ask questions? Just ask in the chat section, and I'm looking at that. Oh, why is it stuck on Natasha? Because I forget to click between people. It's all my fault. Sorry about that.
You have to click between people?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's...
You just unclick her, and then it should automatically go.
Oh!
Yeah, and then, whoever talks will pop up.
Well, I am learning something every single day. Okay. So, how do we ask questions? Just ask in the chat section, and I'll make sure to look at that. Also, you can talk to us on Twitter. Just do hashtag Austentatious Book Club, and I will look at that. And also, you can at me
directly,
or anybody else who's in this live show, and we'll make sure to check all of that. So, do we want to talk about our first thoughts about, let's start with Persuasion, since that was the first book from September. Who wants to start?
I can start. I super liked Persuasion, not as much the story as the characters. The story was kind of boring, let's be real. Nothing happened at all. But I really liked the characters, which was what made it, really great for me. Actually, a couple of years ago, I met somebody on a mission trip, and she was like, Persuasion is my favorite Jane Austen book of all time. And I was like, maybe I'll read it someday. So I was thinking about her, the whole time that I was reading it, because I was like, oh, it's finally happening. But I just related to Anne a lot because she literally overanalyzed, every situation and every moment. And I was like, it's me. But plot-wise, it's nothing really happens, but there's just, and I feel also, I can either love or hate miscommunication tropes, which is really what Persuasion relied heavily on, was a lot of miscommunication trope. And if it's done badly and poorly, I can't stand it. But I liked how it was done this time, and how it added to the tension of the relationship and such. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I feel I did not like Persuasion. I mean, I didn't hate it. Mm-hmm. But I definitely was bored listening to the book, so I was bored when I was listening to it. I liked the story, but I feel differently about the characters. I like Captain Wentworth. He was nice.
He was nice.
Yeah,
he was very nice.
But Anne was just a little dry for me. I I don't know. It was hard for me to get into it. And since it was like, I felt it was interesting because this was the first Jane Austen book that I had no idea what the story was. Like, when I read Pride and Prejudice, I expected every little detail. I had already read it. I've seen the movie a million times. And I feel like I love Pride and Prejudice because I love the 2005 movie version. So I found myself like becoming disinterested with the book. So I actually had to like watch the newest version of Persuasion so I could get the characters in my mind and kind of like enjoy it more.
I understand. I think definitely Anne is kind of a dry character, but I think that's one of the biggest things is that she's often overlooked.
Yeah.
And yeah, but the biggest problem that I had was that we didn't really get to see Captain Wentworth and her together, so I couldn't really like him as much as she did, because she's like, oh, he's so beautiful, I love him, but most of the book was him just being like, I'm not gonna love you, like, take that, ha ha. But I like the, I'm half agony, half hope. That's one of my favorite quotes.
I know, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying.
But no, it's on this pillow, and wait, where is it? Right here. And I did not know where it was from, but now I get to look at it as I fall asleep each night.
Aww.
What about you, Joce?
I really liked Persuasion. Okay, so way back like in high school, I watched the movie first because me and one of my friends were like, we really love Jane Austen, and I had not read Persuasion yet. So I watched the movie, and I love Rupert Penry Jones in the movie. Like, I just love him. And like, you can really tell that they have like some kind of chemistry in the movie. So then when I read the book, and like Zoe, like you were talking about how he's all kind of like, I don't want to be with you. Like, I really don't want to be with you. I was kind of like, where is Rupert Penry Jones? Like, where are you, sir? Can you please come back? So it was kind of just like, and like Anne in the movie was also way more like emotional.
Yeah.
And she was really like distressed, and I could not tell that because I also listened to part of it on audiobook as well. And I just like couldn't tell that through the narration through her book. So like, because I had watched the movie first, I feel like I had like expectations of the book, and the book was definitely a little bit more dry than I expected it to be.
I get that. What else was it? Oh, is this the last book that she wrote? Maureen and I were talking about this, but was this the last one she wrote? I know that she was writing Sanditon when she died, I think. She didn't finish that one, but I think this was her last finished book.
I'm pretty sure it was.
It seems like it is because it's a lot about like maturity. I think they're the oldest main characters of the one that she wrote about. And, what?
Anne is like 28. I think she's
27 or 28, and then Captain Wentworth probably like 30 something. And it contrasts really nicely with Northanger Abbey, because this is the first book that she wrote, and all of the characters are pretty young, and it's all about like coming of age. We'll talk about this later, but I just thought that it was such like a good contrast, and we didn't plan that. But it's a lot about love loss. Like, there's a lot of widows and widowers, and obviously there's Anne and Captain Wentworth, and they're lost. But I thought it was a lot about, I don't know, just growing up, even though they're already technically grown up, because at that time, people didn't live that long, so they were considered old at 27. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. If it was her last one.
Does anyone know how Jane Austen died?
What?
Not a clue.
Does anyone know how she died or how old she was?
I think she was pretty. I'll look it up.
I'll Google it. Let's Google. Use the Google.
She died in 1817, and she was born in 1775. So she was math.
25.
She was what?
18. So it's 25 plus 17, which is 42. She was 42.
Okay. She wasn't that old. I mean, maybe at that time. I don't know. What?
She wasn't that old, or that was young?
No, I mean, no, that was pretty young. I mean, I I don't know.
It would be young, like, for now.
Yeah, but then
like these days.
She died. Wait. Okay. All right. Yeah, she died before the completion of Sanditon. It doesn't say how she died. They probably didn't have. It's probably just some random, like a cold, but back then they didn't have any cures for that. So, okay, what were we talking about?
Sad.
That got morbid really fast. Got over really sad.
Everybody's dying.
We're like 5 minutes in. We're like, she died. That's it. It's over.
The end. But who's the person who was in the accident? Louisa? Was that her?
Who was
Yeah,
what?
she like, yeah.
She was just being dumb, and I honestly thought that Captain Wentworth was going to fall in love with her. I don't know why, but I'm like, this is going to be a sad ending, even though all of her books end happily with the marriage, but I was like, this is the one that everything's going to go wrong. But luckily.
Catch me!
Yeah.
I know, I thought he was gonna like feel bad and marry her, and I was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
But then it was just that other
Don't
sad.
do it.
Don't do it.
I didn't know happen out of that. I don't know that I was quite expecting other random dude that was like flirting with Anne the whole time. It was like
Are we talking about the cousin?
Who?
The cousin?
There's so many weird like cousin relationships in oh my gosh, and I think in Mansfield Park they're cousins too.
They are.
Back then, I mean, I guess it was okay, but
First cousins. Jeez.
I know first cousins, not even second cousins. No.
And they have like the same last name. Like, it's so weird.
Well, the guy who played the cousin, I can't remember his name, in Persuasion, is Captain Randall from Outlander.
Really?
He's Frank.
Oh, wow.
That's even more awkward. I've only watched the first season though, but I don't know.
It's okay. All you need to watch is the first season to get it.
Oh wait, someone said. Oh yeah. Britt said Persuasion was published 6 months after Jane Austen passed away. It was the last novel she wrote, so we were right on that.
I want to know how she died.
Calm down. Wait. Someone said. Wait. I'm looking at.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Which love confession would you prefer if you were the love interest, Captain Wentworth's or Mr. Knightley's? Mr. Knight. Well, we have not read Emma yet, but
Yeah, this is not about Emma.
but Mr. Tilney, did he have a love confession?
Yeah.
But
No.
I don't think so. It was just like, and then he confessed his love.
I think he asked her to marry him.
No, he did, but I don't think there was a written part.
No, I don't think so either. I think they just kind of like...
Yeah, it's in like the last page, basically.
I love him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me too. He's such a flirt, and I love it.
I love him. When he appeared, I was like, all right. Okay, here it comes.
We watched.
Really? Oh, wait, are we talking about Northanger Abbey now?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
We can just talk about it. So we can talk about it all.
We have to talk about Mr. Tilney, so.
So should we have your thoughts on Northanger Abbey?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
yeah.
You want to go, Zoe?
Oh, yes. I really enjoy this book. I know it's, again, not a lot happens. It's mostly just her imagination, or especially in the first part, not a lot happens, but I really enjoy it. You can definitely tell, like I said before, you can tell this is her first novel because she talks a lot about, like, what it takes to be a heroine. She's like, Catherine wasn't your typical heroine. And no one would have supposed her born to be an heroine. I hate all of the Anne H. I hate that. I hate it. It got on my nerves, but I guess back in that time it was okay spelling. But yeah, it was, and it's talking a lot about why it's a good thing to be a writer and why novels were like a credible thing. Because in that time, novels were thought of as a weird form of enjoyment, which I thought that was weird. But
What was their enjoyment if they didn't have TV and stuff like that?
You couldn't read novels, like especially Gothic novels, because they were too grotesque for that time. Because they talk about murder and stuff. But you could read history books. Those were
fine, whatever.
Yeah, those were like the good thing to do. Like you were a cool person if you read a history novel, because you're better than everybody else. But I don't know. I also really related to Catherine because she's young and innocent, and she doesn't really know what's going on around her. And this is the second time I've read this book, and the first time I didn't really see how it was a coming of age book. Like I didn't really notice how much she changes throughout the novel, but she starts to stand up for herself, and I don't know. I really like that. And also, she has a crush on Mr. Tilney at the beginning, which I really like, because in all of the other books, it's just like, I guess Persuasion, but she's like stopping herself from liking him.
Yeah.
But here, Catherine doesn't know how to be subtle about liking him. She's just going to Eleanor and being like, hey, so your brother. And I really like that, because she was just so cute and innocent, and I relate to her.
I really like Northanger Abbey. It's probably my favorite one thus far, probably more than Pride and Prejudice. I agree with you, Zoe, about like how she's so young and just like her outlook on life. And I love her parents too. I thought her parents were wonderful compared to like the other parents in Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. And I also really like the Gothic stuff, and Northanger Abbey was really cool, and I like this book a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I thought it was really, really cool how she was just like, I'm gonna read. I'm not gonna socialize. And one of the chapters was like, and then she sat in her room and read for the rest of the night. And I was like, okay.
I get you, though.
Yeah, and then I also really, really like that she was just like so innocent compared to Anne from Persuasion, because Anne was just like so full of like regret and like, oh my gosh, like my life. But Catherine was just like so cute, and everyone else was just so catty and like starting all this stuff, and Catherine's like, what's going on? It was so cute. I loved it. I really like Northanger Abbey. I liked it better than Persuasion.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I liked Northanger Abbey because I read it last year, and I this really was like, oh yeah, I really liked this book. I forgot. And I like it because I feel like it has such a wide cast of characters and so many different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You have Henry, who's super great, and his sister doesn't really, she's there, but she's just kind of like...
She was a really good, like, trying to push them together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you have, like, Isabella, who's like... And you also have... John Thorpe, who's literally the worst.
Oh,
and it's just like there's so many different things in it, and it's funny, like being older and reading it, you just want to shake Catherine and be like, you're not getting the hint ever for anything ever. But it's so, and I haven't read a lot of I've read like Jane Eyre, so that's like my comparison Gothic type novel, and the parodiness, like it's a super extravagant and ridiculous how much she like goes into detail of like parodying Gothic novels, and I feel like I would appreciate more if I'd read more, but it's so funny, like it's hilarious, and I think it's so great. But yeah, I really like it.
I didn't know Jane Eyre was Gothic. Is it set?
I don't like, that's like the closest thing to it that I can compare, because it is very dark and very like a lot more lighthearted. Like there's some dark stuff, but like Jane Eyre is and very like mysterious, hidden secrets. I don't know that it like qualifies, but it definitely has a lot of those like Gothic feel tropes in it.
Okay, I haven't read it, so I think maybe after we're done reading Austen, we should go into the other books like Jane Eyre, just because I really want to read it.
Yeah, I agree too. I really liked Mr. Tilney. I think he was the most jovial of our heroes or, male counterparts in Jane's books. And
Yes.
he was so funny. Loved him.
Yeah, he was such like a grammar guy too. He's like, oh, like it's but it wasn't in a like a patronizing way. It was more like just flirting. I don't know. I know some people think that he's like patronizing, but in my view, yeah, no. I read some people's opinions on the Goodreads page, and they're like, oh, he's patronizing. But no, personally, I think he was just cute.
I thought he was just cute. I thought he was like what I wanted Willoughby to be in Sense and Sensibility. Oh, have we not read with Sense and Sensibility?
No, that's the last book.
Damn it. Okay, well, he's what I wanted Willoughby to be in Sense and Sensibility. Like, just, I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of him.
The Hugh Grant role? Sorry, I just know the movie.
Yeah, like Hugh Grant. I don't know. I thought Willoughby was going to be more like charming and like happy, but Mr. Tilney is what I wanted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked Mr. Tilney.
Yeah.
Someone, Kaylee Gwynn said, as booktubers, do you find yourself seeking out the world you read in our world like Catherine did? Yes, definitely. That's part of why I liked it so much, because she had such an overactive imagination because of all the books she's read. And she's like, oh, you're going to a castle? Like, oh, you're going to an abbey? I bet there's like murder and death and scary things. I thought that was so much fun though, because especially since they didn't have TV or movies back then, that was the only thing that could like start their imagination like that. So I feel like maybe if I lived back then, I would have been like that too.
Well, I literally did it in September. I went to Forks and I went to the movie locations for Twilight. So yeah, I always am seeking out our fiction or the fictional worlds that we read here, and always like fantasizing. I remember like when I was 15 years old, and it was more like I had car keys, so I was probably 16, and I would drop my keys. I'd be like, oh, Edward's not here to pick them up for me.
What about you, Maureen? You're so quiet.
I'm good. I'm just listening. I mean, I've never really sought out a place that I read about. I wouldn't say, like, I mean, I could, and I feel like I'd be interested in it, but I've never, like, felt that need to, besides just, like, I don't know, like, I want to go to England and see places from Jane Austen books, which is, like, real meta right here. But, I think it's kind of like one of those, like, a lot of readers want to, but not everybody gets to. So, like, definitely be us, like, going into, if you're a super big fan of graphic novels, Gothic novels, and you got to go to some place that might be like a place in your Gothic novel, you'd be like, I'm about this life. But I don't know that, like, everybody can, so I don't know. It's like, I would definitely do it. I just am like,
hold on. What?
Sorry.
And then Kaylee had a follow-up question. It got Kathy into a lot of trouble. Has it ever gotten you into any trouble? Not really personally. I think it's just one of the biggest problems is that I just have really high standards of people because of all these fictional men. So I'm like, oh, would you protect me against, like, a car crash, like Edward, like that sort of thing? And I'm just like, I'm looking for Mr. Tilney because I love him so much. But it's not really into trouble. I daydream a lot, especially when I was, like, studying abroad in London. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna, like, have some YA contemporary stuff going on, but sadly, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it gets me into trouble either because I read a lot of, like, thrillers and stuff, and that would be, like, the maximum amount of trouble that a human could get into. So, no. I'm going to say no to that one.
So you're not going to go all Gone Girl on somebody?
No, that's not going to happen. But, like, I don't know if the question was meant to be, like, like, do we ever actually, like, literally seek out the places that we find it in books? Because I don't think I've ever, like, I feel like that would cost money to do that.
It does. In daydreams, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, you go.
I don't think I've ever.
I feel I just want to like echo hardcore what Zoe has said. Like I feel like in the back of my head, I suppress it so much, but in the back of my head, I'm always like, but what if this happened? And what if this happened? But I like hardcore like push it down, like no, that's not realistic. Stop it. But like in the back of your mind, you're like, but what if? What if?
Honestly,
It's made me have really high standards that I'm like, I should probably not.
Am I talking about Maureen? I'm sorry.
Sorry. I like was kind of stopping and then not. It's my fault.
I don't think it has gotten me into trouble yet, but it might, because I write things down that I wish to happen.
Oh wait, sorry, there was a question on Twitter earlier. Wait, let me look.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah. B Room and Cliff with Catherine, Isabella, and Henry from Northanger Abbey. That's the most obvious.
That's obvious.
We're all gonna kill Isabella.
We're all gonna kill Isabella. Isabella is like.
Oh no, but John first. No. Yes, no, John first. That Isabella could hit him.
Henry and Isabella.
What?
So was it just Catherine, Henry, and Isabella?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, but just in general, John. Yeah, like get him out of there forever in my life. Never.
John was not even in the question. John can go. Bye. Bye, John.
It's just the biggest part was that he just felt like he was entitled to her, and he was like, when he went to Eleanor and was like, Catherine can't walk with you because she's going with us. I was driving at that time, and I was just so angry. So I hate him.
So it was Mary Kiss Cliff. Was that it?
B Room and Cliff. But we'll do Mary.
Easy.
Yeah. B,
Of all.
Mary, and have 50 kids with, and Cliff.
Yes.
Yes. What's this? Do you guys have any other thoughts?
Really fast.
I'm trying to think.
Where did Maureen go?
I don't know. She was like, I'll be back.
Oh, bye, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen.
I'm here. I just needed to walk a place. I'm fine. We're good.
Which movie did you like better?
across
Did you like the adaptation of Northanger Abbey or the adaptation of Persuasion, the newest ones?
I don't know if with the Austentatious book club, because I do the movie nights, I'm not sure if we watched the latest one.
Of which one?
I don't remember what year it was from. We just watched an adaptation. I have no idea, but it was kind of boring. None of us really enjoyed it, but I love J.J. Field.
Yes.
So much. He's the perfect Mr. Tilney. Oh.
Wait, you didn't like that movie?
No, I loved it. No, I loved Northanger Abbey, but it was the Persuasion one that was kind of boring. But I hadn't finished the book at that time, so maybe that was part of it.
Which Persuasion one did you guys watch?
I don't
watched
remember what year it was.
The one that you were talking about earlier.
The one that I was talking about?
Yeah, it's a BBC one.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know, I feel like because I watched the movie first, I just had like really different expectations for the book. But I love Rupert Penry Jones, so I mean.
Yeah. That's the one I watched. That one's the newest edition or the newest adaptation, and you can only watch it on YouTube unless you buy the DVD off of Amazon.
Is that one better than the one with Rupert Penry Jones?
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other one is from the 80s or the 90s, like the early 90s, and it's on Netflix. Right?
I don't remember where I found the one that we watched.
There's a few.
It might have been the one you guys are talking about. Probably is.
Did it look new or was it old?
I think it was new. It was new. It was, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I like JJ Field because obviously he's the one from what's that movie that we watched in September?
Austenland?
Yes.
Oh, I know, and I'm so happy. Like, I want to watch it now, thinking of him as Mr. Tilney, because I love how they found like an Austin man to be in it, and he can have chemistry with anybody, and it works.
I want to see him in other things.
He was in Avengers, I think.
What?
I feel like he was in something. What was he in?
Yeah, it wasn't like a big role, I don't think. I'll look it up again.
Was he in Captain America? One of the Captain Americas?
Yeah, he was in Captain America.
Huh.
What?
There's nothing to contribute to this conversation because I didn't watch any of the adaptations because I've had the busiest 2 months of my life.
Well, every single Saturday this month, we will be having movie night.
Yeah, also this month is...
Every Saturday, because I couldn't choose which ones I wanted to pick, so I chose them all.
Which ones are we watching?
Tomorrow we're going to watch like 2 hours worth of Emma Approved, and then
yes, I love them so much.
And next Sunday is Clueless.
Oh, Clueless!
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. And then the next Saturday after that, we're watching the BBC mini series of Emma, just the first 2 episodes because it's like 4 hours long, and then we're ending with the Gwyneth Paltrow Emma version.
Alrighty. I've seen the Gwyneth Paltrow one, and I've seen the BBC one.
I have seen the Gwyneth Paltrow one, and that's it.
Yeah, and you've seen Clueless and Emma Approved, I hope.
I've never seen Emma Approved.
Are you free tomorrow? Do you want to watch with us?
I can't. I'm always working Saturday nights, so I can never do the movie nights.
It's okay, though. I mean, they're all
I'm
on YouTube,
going
so.
Harry Potter for the first time, so that's a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say Emma Approved. I like as much as Lizzie Bennet Diaries, but the people in it are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. I met them at a meetup at VidCon, and they're so nice.
Aww.
Assured when you watch it, the actors are super great. And it makes it better because the two main actors from Emma Approved are dating in real life.
No, they broke up, I think. Did they break up?
Sad.
Didn't they break up?
I didn't think they broke.
I don't know. I hope not because they're so cute and they had such good chemistry.
I saw something about them like last month, so it was recent if that happened.
Oh, well then I'm just going to pretend they are still together. Okay, someone said, wait, just kidding. Keep talking. I'm looking for questions.
So,
who do you think was the most annoying character in each book?
Isabella. John and Isabella.
Yeah.
John just
they're a package of worse.
What about Persuasion?
The dad?
Like
the dad.
Just because he's like, I'm so I love how he had like a whole bunch of mirrors in his room.
I hated how he kept talking about like they're the most plain women in Bath. I haven't seen a pretty face.
Okay, can I also add-ish to this? I never really understood what was going on with her dad and whatever her face was. Like, I never really got that. Like, I got
Mrs. Whoever.
Yeah, like I got that they were kind of together and it wasn't a good thing, but I never fully understood that situation or the nuance of that situation.
I looked it up because I was confused.
Oh.
You did. Yeah. Tell us, Zoe.
Okay. So the reason why the cousin, Mr. Elliot, wanted to break that up was because if she married, if the friend, what was her name?
Oh, the friend of Elizabeth.
What was her name?
I don't remember, but she was a friend of Elizabeth.
Yeah, Miss Clay.
Her.
Then when the father died, she would get all of the inheritance, and she would be in charge of the house and be like the Baroness or whatever, but that it wouldn't get passed on to
the cousin.
And so he wanted to break it up so that he would be next in line. But if
Okay, but why did Anne want to break it up?
Who?
Because
because
she wanted to.
she was like a mess, and she was.
She was a mess.
But because she was so young, she would probably have children with the father, so they would be obviously next in line if it was a son, because.
Was it okay? Who was the one who was advising Anne the entire time? She was like the neighbor or something.
She was the mom's best friend, I think. The mom who
Yeah,
died.
her mom's best friend. So she was like an auntie that wasn't like an aunt. Like somebody you call an aunt that's not an aunt. Whatever.
Got it.
Your mom's
And
best friend from
Why
college.
did Anne's okay? So besides Mary, who was the only sister married, she was annoying too. Mary was so annoying.
She was so annoying.
But like besides Mary, she had Elizabeth, her older sister, who wasn't married, but her father thought very highly of her because she looked exactly like her.
Because she was pretty.
I don't know.
But why, if she's pretty, why isn't she married?
Well, she was going to marry the cousin, but then he just went, because he wanted a bunch of money, so he married someone else who didn't have a title.
That's right.
Yeah, and then she died.
Yeah, she died.
There was a whole bunch of widows and widowers in there. Like, almost everybody had a dead spouse, and it was weird. Yeah.
Wentworth's like friend who married.
Who married Louisa, the one who got her head all bashed. But then I feel so bad because Louisa, she like didn't return to normal. She was all scared all the time.
Oh.
I felt bad about that. But at least she was married. That's all that matters.
At least she was married.
And then her Louisa's sister was I don't remember her name.
Started with an
Henrietta.
Not
And she married one of the haters, right?
her cousin. I know, I love that. They're like, oh, like don't pay attention to the haters or whatever. Like
I thought that was funny too.
But it was a cousin.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of like backstory in Persuasion, which I think is why I didn't like it so much, because it was a lot of just like Jane Austen just like talking at us, not a lot of dialogue. So it was like we're getting a lot of history in the families, and I couldn't keep everyone together. Like I couldn't separate characters, and it was hard.
Yeah, there was a lot in there. I think I just got like real hit in the feels at the end with half agony, half hope. I was like, I'm here for it. I'm here.
No, I think it also messed me up because, like, the cousin had the same last name. So there was just, like, so much Elliot that I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so confused. Like, every time I just had to, like, check and see who the pronouns and stuff were referring to.
There were a bunch of Wentworths too, right?
Yeah,
It was like Mr. Elliot and Mr. Elliot.
and then I was like, I don't know.
Wentworth. I was like, oh goodness.
Everyone's related.
Oh, someone said, if someone was hesitant about reading Austen, what elements of the books would you emphasize the most to convince someone to read it? So, like, what are your favorite parts about Austen books?
Them romances, though.
Romances.
I just really like her writing style, like the indirect narrative. I forget what the like technical term of it is. That it like goes in and like every time, like it's in third person, but it goes inside of that person's head to describe what's around them.
Yeah.
And like that's especially why you could like understand Isabella's character, like how annoying she was and like how vapid was because of that, like how she described everything when she was only when Catherine like I was like, I've been waiting here for half an hour, like how dare you? But I really like the writing style, and I just like all the manners, like the time written.
True.
I like the happy endings.
I don't know. I just like that they're so like iconic.
That's true.
Like, I don't know, like you could just like if someone was like well versed in Austen, you could just like name one of like the dudes, and then everyone would be like, ah. don't know. I just like that it's very just like familiar. Like it's something that I'd want to read like at the end of the night with like a cup of tea and piece of cake or a piece of cake. Like
I agree. I like how all the characters, like, they aren't completely like cardboard cut out like good or bad people. Like even Isabella had some redeemable qualities. Like she was a good friend, I guess.
Yeah.
She felt good about herself for being a good friend. She's like, oh, my friend's super ugly, but if anyone says otherwise, I will like not dance with them. Like,
she's kind of like Regina George.
Yes,
she's totally like Regina George.
That's so true.
oh. And I love how like she was trying to get back together with James and rejected.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she got what was coming for her.
She had it coming.
Thank
you, Natasha.
She only had herself to blame.
If anybody doesn't know, that's a reference to Chicago.
I knew it. I got it.
Musical. I'm saying it for the people out there. It's a reference to Chicago. It's a musical. You should watch it. Then after you watch it, you should watch The Spell Block Tango by Todrick Hall. Okay.
Oh,
Bye.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm looking at questions.
Do we have any questions?
I'm going like all the way back because we missed a few at the beginning.
I'm trying to think of things to discuss. Anyone have any other discussion points?
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know. Let me think.
I kind of just blabbered on about everything that I wanted to talk about at the beginning.
Yeah. So out of the 3 that we read so far, which one was your favorite?
Pride and Prejudice. Oh, duh. I mean, like, I can't say anything else. Oh, I got the little thing up there.
What is that?
Pride and Prejudice thing.
I mean, like, it's hard for me not to say just my favorite Jane Austen book out of, like, all of them, which is one we haven't read yet. So
out of the 3 we've read.
I think, well, I really liked Persuasion, but then I read Northanger Abbey. I was like, no, I really like Northanger Abbey. So I think that probably Pride and Prejudice. It's not, like, my all-time Austen favorite, but it's, like, Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, Persuasion right now.
Hmm.
I think, like, Persuasion, if I read it again, I'll like it more because now I, like, kind of know what's going on. Like what Natasha said earlier, like, there was a lot of world building type thing. So, like, I feel like I have to read it again. I don't know. But what about your favorites?
My favorite was Northanger Abbey, I feel like. But Pride and Prejudice is just like it's Pride and Prejudice. Like I can't be like, oh, I like something more. You know what I mean? Because I would just feel like so bad. I have issues. I feel so terrible.
I liked Northanger Abbey as a whole. I liked how Jane talked to us and got us involved in the story, and I loved Mr. Why am I blanking on his name?
Tilney?
Tilney. Love Mr. Tilney, and I really liked Catherine because she was really fun. However, Pride and Prejudice is like, it's Pride and Prejudice. You can't not say that. You're right. You can't like anything over it.
Right?
I like the movie Pride and Prejudice. I like what that did for my life. But I didn't enjoy the book as much. I think the book just enhanced what I loved about the movie. Now, Northanger Abbey, I enjoyed more as a read.
Yeah, I agree. I like the book Northanger Abbey more than the movie Northanger Abbey. But that Mr. Collins, the gross one in the long BBC version, I can't be like, that man is the best. Like, he came out of the womb as Mr. Collins. Like, there is no way that man was not, like, so naturally Mr. Collins. Like, he was amazing.
So greasy and, like, a frog. Like, Oh, wait. Maria said, what Hogwarts houses would you put the Northanger Abbey characters in? My favorite game. I love it.
I feel I'm trying to figure out what Catherine would be in because, like, I feel like she's just naive, so that makes me want to put her in Hufflepuff. But she's hardcore a reader. Like, I definitely don't think she's Gryffindor and not Slytherin at all.
Not Slytherin.
Not Slytherin. But John Holt, though, he's super conniving. Like, I know he's the evil character, and that's, like, the standard. And I feel like, you know, like, good people can be in Slytherin, obviously. Like, that's a whole different discussion. But he's super conniving and, like, wants to make things for his, like, own gain. And he, like, works things around for his own good. So that's why I feel like he'd be in Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like Catherine is definitely Ravenclaw.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's like what you said. She seems like at first she would be a Hufflepuff, but she like, especially she was talking to Mr. Tilney about like art and stuff. Like she really wants to learn, even though she hasn't learned a lot. So that's why she's like pretty innocent. But
She's
yeah.
a first year Ravenclaw.
Yes.
First year Ravenclaw. What would Isabella be? What would Isabella be?
Ooh.
I think she'd be a Gryffindor.
You do?
She's courageous enough to go after Captain Tilney.
But also,
True.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Gryffindors and Slytherins are pretty close together. Like,
Yeah, like, I think she could be a Slitherclaw.
but she does like to live it up.
Yeah.
So
I love how she was like, 400 pounds a year and I'm fine with that, but I'm just afraid for James.
she's like, I would love nothing more than to have a small living. And then she's like, oh my gosh, you're poor. Just kidding. I want Captain Tilney. What? Sorry.
Captain Tilney just used and abused her.
Mm-hmm. But in the movie, I love how it showed that they had like a one night stand, but then obviously you can't, like, she's not going to write about that in the book, but you can kind of like surmise that that's what happened. But I also love how she's like, how dare those boys look at us? Like, that is so rude. And then she runs after them.
Oh yeah, that was like chapter 6 or something, and I was like, what are you doing?
That was one of my favorite scenes because obviously she's like flaunting it, and then she's like, okay, well, let's go see my hat. And Catherine's like, but if we wait like 5 more minutes, then we're not going to come across them. And it's like, fine. And Catherine's just like trying to problem solve. And she's like, no, like, let's go see my hat. Like, that's the most important thing here.
Okay, let's just all admit we've all done that at some point so that we can...
That is so true, though. Oh, that's like middle school me to a T.
But it's funny, like, having Catherine as, like, the side party because she has no idea what's going on. Yeah. Little baby Catherine.
God, she, like, literally in that scene had no idea that anything
the whole time,
like,
and the book, getting all those hints towards, like, about Henry, and the general's like, and she's like, what's going on?
Oh, Henry? Who would he? I feel like he'd be a
I feel like he'd be a Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw?
I can see him being a Ravenclaw. Because he, like, was well-versed, and he likes grammar, and he likes, like, he's, like, the playful, smart person.
Mm-hmm.
2 Ravenclaws.
Oh, so beautiful. I love it.
What about Captain Wentworth?
Ooh.
Captain.
I don't know. I feel like he could be a Hufflepuff because I feel like he could. But also, we just don't know that. Like, I mean, we just don't see his personality shine a ton beyond, like, that. So that's why I'm, like, automatically, because he's just, like, he just is so nice. And, I mean, technically, he's pretty loyal because he was like, you're literally the only girl for me. I didn't love anyone else. Louisa was a mistake.
That's true, yeah.
What would Anne be? Hufflepuff?
I don't see it.
I don't know what she's either.
She's a squib.
Yes,
That's it.
that's it.
What?
I'm trying to figure out, like, she's just very easily influenced. I mean, at that point in that book, she's not, but at the beginning she was. Like, she was definitely a Catherine. Like, I feel like early Anne was hardcore a Catherine because I can see Catherine getting in a situation and being talked out of it by somebody, being like, you're too young for that. And she'd be like, yeah, you're right. I am too young for that.
Oh my god, and then she would turn into Anne.
It's all coming together.
It's coming together, guys.
This is a good one for all of us. Which character out of all the 3 books could you relate to the most? So, like, I said Catherine, definitely, for me. What about you?
I related to Anne just because of her tendency to, like, literally go over every detail of every situation and try to work out, like, what things mean and what this meant and what, like, this person said and, like, what that implied. And I'm like, yeah, I get that.
I know, Maureen, because you text me.
I know.
I'm definitely still Elizabeth Bennet.
I can see that.
I was gonna say Anne too, because, like, you know, when people are like, you can think of the best comebacks after you have the conversations.
Yes.
I'm totally that person where I'm, like, driving away in the car and, like, thinking about how someone talked to me at work, and I'm like, I should have said that, and I'm, like, driving away from work. So totally Anne. 100% Anne.
What Jane Austen book would you recommend to someone who hasn't read any Austen?
Northanger Abbey.
I would say Northanger Abbey, probably.
It's the shortest, too.
It's probably the easiest to read, too, because even though it's a lot of parody explanation, there's a lot of explanation of things and what things mean and stuff like that. And it's the most fun, too, I think, out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And, like, the chapters are really short, and, like, it's kind of, like, pretty, like, one thing happens in this chapter, and then one thing happens in this chapter, and then a couple more characters come in. So I feel like it's, like, the most easily and succinctly laid out for someone that just, like, wants to come in and maybe, like, doesn't want to. Because, like, I find that I can't really read a lot in one day of Jane Austen. So, like, if someone just wants to come in and, like, read a couple chapters, that's, like, fine, because there's, like, a clear-cut point after each chapter in Northanger Abbey. So I would vote.
It's not too hard to follow, but the only thing is that the love story isn't, like, as satisfying as, say, like, Pride and Prejudice or Persuasion or Sense and Sensibility. So
there's not as much tension.
Yeah, there's not.
It's mostly just, like, Catherine's like, I like you, but I'm not going to say anything, but everyone else knows. And then it's like, okay. Like, I love how he was like, I mostly, like, started to like you because I saw that you liked me. And I was like, nice.
Simple.
So simple.
I wish everything could be like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you like me? Okay, I like you too.
I like you too.
Like kindergarten crushes.
Yeah.
Oh, who was the most annoying Jane Austen book character you've read so far?
Freaking John Thorpe.
I don't think he was annoying. I just hated him. Like, there's a difference. Like,
I mean, I guess true. If you're gonna, like, clarify it that way, he was super annoying because of how he messed with the plot. But I guess, like, if you're going, like, real annoying Collins, like, there's no one best.
Oh, Mr. Collins is, like, my favorite Jane Austen character. Like, he's like, I just love to hate him. Like,
okay.
I don't, like, love him. I'm not, like,
well, and
Mr. Collins merchandise behind me.
And, like, Mr. Collins gets better once he gets married, so he's only annoying at the beginning. I still feel like my most annoyed with character is Mrs. Bennet and how she messed up with that plot line of Pride and Prejudice. But yeah, definitely John is, he's, like, the most annoying because he's the most active. Like, he's the one who's, you know, twisting things and
he's, like, doing stuff.
Yeah, instead of just, like, saying stupid things.
Yeah.
Zoe, did you say who you're?
Oh, I did not. I think I think definitely it would be John if we're talking about it like that, or Isabella. Just I hate the duo. I hate their mom too. The entire family. I want them gone. But I thought it was interesting to see how similar they were. They were annoying in similar ways because of their mom. Because their mom was like, "Oh, they are the most beautiful children. Like they're so amazing." So they thought they were like cool. But
What would you? Okay, Zoe, did you get a bath when you were in London? Or
I did.
what is it like? Because
It's I didn't film there, and I'm so upset because I went twice and I did not film there. But I went to the pump rooms.
Oh my God.
They're actual, and they teach dance classes there. Like
wow.
Jane Austen era.
Oh my gosh. The dream.
We should do like an Austen book club pilgrimage to Bath.
Everyone, don't hate me, but I'm gonna have to go because somebody's here to pick something up for work.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Okay.
You can say hi. She's coming up. Sorry, I'm still on the live stream, and then I'm gonna hang up. So
Nice.
yeah. So
Bye. Hello.
Bye.
Person.
Have fun.
Bye, Maureen.
Bye.
bye. Bye.
Oh, there's a person. There was another human in here.
Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, Bath.
Bath.
Yes. I don't know. It's old, and it's like everything's pretty small. Like it's not like a big bustling city like London, but I guess back in that time it was considered a city.
So people went there to wait out the winter months.
Yeah, because it's farther. Is it farther south than London?
Is it on the ocean?
What? No, that's Brighton.
That's Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't remember where it was. I was asleep when we were driving there. So,
Wait, you said that they had like dance classes?
Yeah. I think I don't know like how frequently they do it. But they have like this the water there, it was old Roman baths, that's why it's called Bath. And that's why they were saying that when they have illnesses, like they go to the baths because there's minerals and stuff in the water. It tastes disgusting, by the way.
Ew.
Like you can drink it, and they have like a fountain that you can drink it, but it's warm and it's Bath is west of London. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not like it's in like the bottom-ish, but it's not by the ocean. It's just like London and
Closer to Wales.
yeah. And yes, but I don't. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm just looking it up. It was created in AD 60, like AD, not 80.
Oh.
So year 60.
Okay.
And but then it was all the baths were covered in dirt, and then they found the baths again. So it's really cool because they like built on top of the baths and then they found them. So there's a lot of history in that one. But it was called Bath, but they didn't know why because they didn't know. Like they just called it Bath and they didn't realize they were actually baths there.
Cool.
Yeah. But now I want to go again because I know more about Bath.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't appreciate it fully, but
I feel like we should have like a booktube retreat too.
yeah,
I want to travel all of the UK.
definitely. And
Scotland.
and we yes, and we went to the place that Jane Austen based Pemberley. I almost forgot the name that she based Pemberley off of, and we just have to do like a whole.
Oh my gosh. I want to go so bad.
We just need to save all of our money.
Yeah.
Not buy any food for the next year.
Especially from like California, it's like $1,000 plane ticket.
Oh, so much money. So much money.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a trip.
yeah, but I feel like because LAX is like a pretty
It's an international airport.
Yeah, so it'd be cheaper than going from Orlando, which is like you gotta do a connecting flight.
Oh, yeah. I think we drop down in New York and then you pick up again
Oh,
because it's a lot of gas.
that probably makes more sense than just going straight. I forget how planes work sometimes. Oh, this is for you, Natasha. If the
What?
characters were swapped with Once Upon a Time characters, who would be who? I don't know that much about Once Upon a Time, so it's...
I've only watched a couple seasons, so Natasha.
Yeah, that's for me. Okay. I think Snow White is definitely Anne.
I remember who that is.
Wentworth has to be Prince Charming. Emma Swan from all the books or from?
Oh no, yeah, from all the books. I guess like the main characters.
Okay, Emma Swan is probably Elizabeth Bennet, and then Captain Hook. It has to be Mr. Darcy. And Regina. Ooh, Regina the Evil Queen. Which would that be?
Isabella. I don't know.
No, because she turned good. So
Oh, spoilers! I don't know that. I just know like the season she's evil.
well, she's evil in the Enchanted Forest. She's not like that bad when she's in like, Earth.
No.
In like our world. I don't know who Regina. I don't think there's a character.
Catherine de Bourgh.
What?
Lady
Oh
Catherine.
yes. She's Catherine de Bourgh. That's very true.
With Lady
Catherine de Bourgh.
de Bourgh. You have to include the lady. Say that every single time. Her entire name.
Yeah, I think those are our main characters, basically. I mean, there's
Who's
Henry.
Tilney?
What?
Who's Tilney?
Tilney could be like Dr. Hopper.
But
The
Yeah.
grasshopper.
I mean, I guess he's cute. Is that all the little glasses?
Yes, and the dog.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, Chatsworth is what she based Pemberley on. And I have a vlog on it. I think that was my York vlog, I think. But you can check that out. It's pretty nice. And that's where they filmed in the 2005 version.
Oh.
And it's the same place that she based it off of. So
Cool.
at least that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's like completely factual, but I thought that it's so fitting.
And if we continue on this our book club, I would love to read Gone with the Wind at some point.
Yes, I haven't
really like
watched it
Gone with the
either. Same with Jane Eyre. I haven't watched it or read
You
it.
haven't watched any of those?
No.
The best
So-
one is with Liam, the guy. I'm blanking on his name. The guy from Taken. He also was a Jedi.
Liam Neeson.
Neeson, yes.
Got it. Oh yeah,
no,
and, we have to, and Wuthering Heights too. Like we have to do all the Brontes, I guess. Even though I know some people, that's a very divided book. A lot of
Mhm.
people, you either love it or hate it. I haven't
Yeah.
read it either, so
Yeah, you either like hate their relationship or you love their relationship. Like it's really like 0 or 10.
I think Michael No, it wasn't Michael Fassbender. It was, what's his face, who played Bane in the last Batman movie. He was the main guy in the Wuthering Heights, I think BBC version. What the heck is his
Googling
name?
it.
What? You're Googling it? It was a very, like, sexy adaptation of Wuthering Heights.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Should I Google it? I'm
Older
gonna Google
people?
it too.
Oh no, that's not the right person. I don't know.
Should we wrap it up?
Oh yeah. So what we are reading for November is Ow! Okay. Emma by Jane Austen, obviously. Like I said before, we're having movie nights every single Saturday because I have no life, so I just want to watch movies, I guess. So tomorrow we're watching Emma Approved, and it's every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that's like a weird time, but it's mostly for people who are in Europe, because they don't get to watch a lot of these live streams. So that's why I have like my England crowd who watch with me a lot. So we're watching Emma Approved, and then we are watching Clueless. Then we were watching the BBC miniseries version of Emma, and then we were watching the Gwyneth Paltrow one where she does the English accent. It's not English though, right? She just does a lot of roles where she has English accents.
Is her mom English?
I think so. She did Sliding Doors too, and she had to do an accent.
I think like her grandma. I think her grandma's English, so it's in her family.
So it's justified. Well, I mean, Renee Zellweger did a British accent too for English accent for British. Okay, it's okay.
We're okay.
They do it better than I do, so it's okay. And yes, are you guys going to read Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll read Emma.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yes, I'm going to start it tonight, I think. I've read it before I did, if you guys don't know what IB is, but I was in IB in high school, and we had to do like a really big paper, and I did mine on Pride and Prejudice and Emma, and now I get to read it again, not hating my life because I have to read it for something that's very important. So I'm excited. I know there were already some comments on the Goodreads page where people were like, I hate Emma. Why do you like this book? She's the worst. Just know that Jane Austen said that she wanted to create a character only she would like. So she's horrible at the beginning, but like the biggest part of the book is that she becomes a better person. So if you hate her at the beginning, it's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. So don't give up on the book right at the beginning.
I liked Emma. I also did Emma for a paper. In high school, I read Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma, and then I did like a big paper. So also a high school.
Yep.
Austen reader.
I only had to read Pride and Prejudice for high school, so I haven't read the others.
Oh, you haven't read this one yet? Ooh. But have you seen any of the adaptations? Okay.
Yes.
So you kind of know what's going on.
You know
love
I watched the Gwyneth Paltrow version when I was so young too, and I think that was like my first Austen like movie that I watched, and then I watched Sense and Sensibility with Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson.
And that's the last month for the Austen ones.
I love that Sense and Sensibility adaptation. That's one of my favorite Austen movie adaptations.
It won a Golden Globe.
Really?
Yeah, Emma Thompson, she wrote it. She wrote the screenplay, and she won the Golden Globe for it. I don't know if she won an Oscar, though. I think she might have. Are you Googling?
I am Googling.
Yeah, go on the IMDb page, and I'll show you how many awards it won.
Oh, also someone just said that we should read North and South, which is another...
Elizabeth Gaskell. I love North and South.
I haven't read it or watched it either, and it's supposed to be very like Jane Austen.
Really good.
So,
Richard Armitage plays the main guy, and he's so hot.
That is what's important.
I like him better than Mr. Darcy.
It won an Oscar for Best Writing for Emma Thompson, and it won 2 Golden Globes, Best Motion Picture and Best Screenplay.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Best Actress and Best Actress and Best Cinematography and Best Costume Design, Best Music, Best Picture. It's a good movie, so we're going to watch it.
Oh, it's one of my favorite adaptations. Oh, so good.
Mine too.
So good.
All right. That was fun.
Yes. Thank you all for joining me and for reading all of these books with me. I know it's like a school assignment, basically, but it's a fun school assignment.
It's a fun school assignment.
Yeah. I feel so accomplished.
I know. At the end of this, we're going to be like, I just feel so fancy, like when I'm out in public reading like Jane Austen. Like, it's
or like
nice.
when someone, my boss always asks me, like, she's like, oh, what are you reading? I'm like, Persuasion by Jane Austen.
People were saying in the comments we need a classics book club. That is what this is going to become after we finish all of Jane Austen's books. So we're starting it with Jane Austen, and then we're gonna go into other ones as well. So don't you worry, guys. Okay, thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for joining, and we're gonna have a fun month, and we'll see you all again in a month for another live show for Emma. Remember to read Emma. It's good, and also you should join us so you'll understand what we talk about in the next live show. Thank you all, and I'm gonna go. Bye.
Bye.